Travel consideration provided by...
Okay, everyone. Our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals, nutrients for immune health, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
The countdown is on.
Marshall's buyers hustle until the last minute, so there's always incredible new gifts in store. We get the deals. You gift the good stuff.
Give it what you want.
Next week on E.T., your favorite stars, their finest E.T. moments.
You can't exactly put that on the title of for E.T., can you?
Oh, we can, and we did, Leo. Join us Monday for E.T. Vault Unlocked, Leonardo DiCaprio.
All right, we're going to leave you with one last holiday movie milestone. Take care, y'all.
Night.
I'm going to steal their Christmas.
Why does the Grinch hate Christmas?
He didn't have any family or friends, so he really sad.
And then he got happy.
He got happy because Cindy Lou came into his life.
That's our littlest E.T. reporters packing on the Q&A, cuteness, and lots of sweets with Benedict Cumberbatch, the voice behind 2018's Dr. Seuss the Grinch, which just turned 5.
Wow, you've got a lot of questions.
Rain chances are rising, more than just fog and drizzle. I'm going to talk about our window of opportunity, have the latest futurecast, and how things change for Christmas in just a bit.
You might think a puppy or a kitten is the perfect present this Christmas, but there are some things you need to consider. We talk with ACS about some of the pitfalls you want to avoid.
Plus, if you're free tomorrow, there's a Christmas feast you're invited to. HEB's annual Feast of Sharing is here, and we have the details. The News at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, breaking news out of the San Antonio Police Department this evening. Just about an hour ago, SAPD released body cam videos from 2 separate shootings in November that involved San Antonio police officers. We do want to warn, parts of the clips you're about to see may be disturbing. In one instance, the suspect died. This shooting happened November 27th along West Commerce Street. SAPD officers were trying to make a traffic stop. When the driver slowed down, SAPD says the suspect, Stephen Lopez, jumped out of the passenger side. You see an officer get out of his vehicle, chase after Lopez past a McDonald's parking lot and into a parking lot of another business.
I'm going to tase you. You're going to get tased. Taser, taser, taser. Get on the ground.
The video shows the suspect run from the officer until at one point he turns around, pointing a gun at the officer. That's when the officer fires several shots and killed that suspect. The second video released late this afternoon happened the very next day. On November 28th, SAPD says officers were doing undercover surveillance of a suspect named David Trevino. They followed him to I-35 and Somerset Road, and that's where this video picks up. You see officers try to pull that vehicle over, then you see the car stop, and Trevino appears to fall out of a passenger side window before then running off into that field. You can hear officers telling Trevino to drop his gun. SAPD says Trevino fired a shot at an officer, striking his chest body armor. After several warnings, you hear multiple gunshots in this video. The clip SAPD shared also shows an overhead view of what happened. You see Trevino again running through that field and officers chasing after. Trevino was taken into custody and is facing several charges, including aggravated assault against a police officer. Let's switch gears now, taking a look outside towards airports. The San Antonio airport, another very busy spot, and weather, of course, top of mind for people right now. It is the Friday before Christmas. Oh, there are 2 types of people in this world, those who have it all done and those who still have a whole lot to do and are wondering what the weather's going to be like to get out there and do it.
We still have another whole day and even Sunday, right?
I feel like those 2 types of people are well represented right here.
Precisely. Myra's the type that it's done by August, right?
No, I'm not that good.
We still have all weekend, if you ask me, and even Steve Spreester, I'm going to speak for him. So partly cloudy this evening. It's nice to see a little bit of sunshine. It's going to be a bit humid out there, but good to run the errands, go to the stores, get what you need to get done. Our best opportunity for rain will actually be coming while we're sleeping tomorrow night. We cleared out a bit. We should have a pretty decent sunset, so have your cameras ready to go, and if you get a nice vantage point, snap the photo, upload it to KSAT Connect. Closer to the coast, we have a few light showers. Nothing really problematic or nothing to get in the way of any travel, but closer to Victoria, we just have a few little spritzes and sprinkles, very light showers there. Temperatures making it into the 70s with that sun. Eagle Pass 71, 74 Santa Maria. Look at Floresville 75, 70 Boulevardia. Bernie 1100ths of an inch in Rick's rain gauge. New Braunfels 300ths of an inch. With the morning dampness, it sometimes accumulates to a little bit. We'll be back in a little bit to time out that good opportunity for rain, have the latest futurecast, and talk about how much we could get in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Adam. We are all looking for the perfect gift this time of year, and you may be thinking a new puppy or kitten is just the thing. While Animal Care Services isn't saying don't do it, they told Garrett Berger there is a right way to go about that.
Your kids might be dreaming of finding a new pet under the tree this year, but a pet is more than just a magical moment. It's a lifelong responsibility, which can often be less than magical.
What do you have there?
It's a lot of work getting that puppy to that real family member stage.
ACS Director Shannon Sims called it a wives' tale that there's a wave of owner surrenders after Christmas, but they still want to make sure families know what they're getting into.
Beds and toys and things like that are the cheap part of it. There's annual vaccinations that have to be done to keep the animal healthy.
Hi.
And to encourage would-be owners to get their pet from a reputable rescue group or breeder.
Because that animal's going to have all of its shots. It's going to have health exams. It's going to be spayed and neutered if you're getting it from a rescue agency.
Shady roadside stands or sales in parking lots are not a good idea.
If somebody's willing to allow you to adopt that pet that day on the side of the road, I would just say you're taking your own risks. That animal could be sick, and they're not going to cover that.
If you adopt at ACS, they want the adult who is ultimately going to be responsible for the pet to be the adopter. And whether the pet is a gift for an adult or a kid, it's a good idea they be involved.
We wanted her to pick the one that she made a connection with.
Considering the stress and hustle and bustle of the holiday, it may not be a good idea to bring the pet into your home on the actual Christmas day. Instead, ACS recommends getting the recipient a collar or maybe a little stuffed animal to let them know that they will be getting a pet. You're just going to go together later to pick it out. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a check of the roads out there right now. This is the TransGuide camera 281 and Loop 410. It's always busy this time of day, especially on the ramp from 281 to 410 and approaching, yes, you guessed it, North Star Mall. Pretty sure it's a crowded place right now. Well, the weather is not bad here, but all across the country, rain is putting a damper on holiday travel. From California to Maine, floods are pumping the brakes on people hitting the road. Mike Valerio takes a look at the Christmas travel chaos and what the FAA is doing with military airspace to try to make flying a little bit easier.
I got a 9-year-old who's freaking out. It's like, what if we have to leave? It's just like, I'll carry you on my back. So that's what I do.
Maine's Androscoggin River raging. From above, a spectacular sight, but on the ground across the state. Alarms in Augusta on Tuesday. The Kennebec River, one of many scenes where roads were impassable, and that continued on Wednesday with water rescues in Casco. This heading into a weekend when many would forge ahead with Christmas travel, some families instead continuing to dry out from earlier in the week.
Got up at 3:30 and it was about ankle deep in my driveway. Moved the cars up the hill to prevent damage, and now where my driveway is, my landlord has a sedan, and you got about that much of the sedan showing.
Out west, there's the cleanup in California. The water in Santa Barbara just inches from this Ford's headlights.
My car is done. My car in the garage are done. My 2 cars in the driveway, they're totally flooded.
Flood watches in Southern California extending into Friday as Arizona braces for the effects of this same atmospheric river. At Baltimore-Washington International Airport, TSA agents going a cappella. Feliz Navidad, as the FAA is also hoping to make travel a little smoother.
Good day.
It's opening military airspace to commercial planes over the holidays, specifically opening 169 new East Coast routes to keep crunch time Christmas air traffic moving smoothly. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
If you are staying home for the holidays, HEB is inviting you to come out tomorrow to its annual Feast of Sharing. HEB partners were up and at it this morning, decking out the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center where the feast will take place. There will be trees, lights, music, games, and of course, the feast. a hot meal for people to enjoy. It is a tradition HEB started back in 1989. This is its 31st year in San Antonio, and it's just one of 34 dinners planned across the state and in Mexico.
Giving back to the community is something that we do at HEB throughout the year. So giving back during the holiday season is just makes it even that much more special.
HEB says it will serve about 14,000 meals in San Antonio. The company says this wouldn't be possible without all of the HEB partners and volunteers, about 1,500 of them, who are coming together to make it all happen. Now, if you'd like to attend, here's what you need to know. The Feast of Sharing is tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. That's at 900 East Market Street downtown. It's in Exhibit Halls 3 and 4. Again, the Feast of Sharing is free and it's open to the public. Well, no matter the time of year, drinking too much alcohol, it's not good for you. We all know that. But for a lot of people, the holidays are a time of overindulgence. 12 on Your Side's Marilyn Moritz has tips to incorporate a favorite wine, beer, or cocktail into your happy and healthy celebrations.
Ashley Pardo has a strategy for staying healthy at all those holiday parties.
Try to eat beforehand. And to have something in your stomach. That way you're not going into the party ravenous.
Besides the cookies and snacks, a lot of people like to enjoy an alcoholic drink. Maybe you've even heard that a glass is actually good for your health, but not to be a Grinch.
Everyone who drinks could probably benefit from cutting back. The latest research really shows that there's no health benefit to alcohol. However, if you stick to the current guidelines, which is 1 drink a day for women or 2 drinks a day for men, your risk of adverse health effects may be small depending on your personal health situation.
If you tend to overindulge, she says consider your potential risks like age, health, and family history. If alcohol abuse, heart disease, or cancer run in your family, you may want to be careful. Still, Consumer Reports says there are ways to imbibe mindfully. Reach for drinks with lower amounts of alcohol. Use a smaller glass and take time to enjoy.
A misconception that we have when it comes to food and alcohol is that pleasure from these things doesn't come from the quantity. It comes from the degree of your attention.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Another holiday tip, if you're out doing some last-minute shopping this weekend, these are from the San Antonio Police Department. They want you to remember to lock your car, hide your valuables. Don't get distracted as well. Be aware of your surroundings. And if you see something, say something. Still to come here at 5, a big shift at the border for the second time this week with the international railways reopening today. While CBP is making progress, lawmakers, they're not. They're at a standstill. That story and more when we come back. Now to the U.S.-Mexico border. This afternoon, Customs and Border Protection announced operations have resumed at the International Railway crossing bridges in Eagle Pass. They were closed earlier this week to get more support to deal with the number of migrants showing up there. Right now, December is on track for the highest number of Border Patrol apprehensions ever recorded, according to CBP data. ABC's Melissa Adan explains while the pressure to find a solution is growing, negotiations in the U.S. are gridlocked.
The pressure for a solution along the southern border growing. CBP closing down a number of border entry points across the Southwest in an effort to slow crossings and process migrants as apprehensions at the border are reaching records. ABC News sources say Border Patrol has apprehended on average more than 9,000 migrants daily.
We're going the absolute wrong direction.
This following pushback to Texas Governor Greg Abbott's new law that allows police to arrest people they suspect entered the U.S. illegally. Governor Abbott now flying migrants to Chicago after officials there began impounding some of the buses Abbott used to send migrants to sanctuary cities.
Cities like Chicago and New York, they've had it. But I don't think they truly know the magnitude of the damage caused to the United States by Joe Biden.
President Biden speaking with Mexico's president, saying more must be done as Congress remains stalled on immigration reform, leaving D.C. for the holiday recess without a deal. House Speaker Mike Johnson demanding the president take executive action, sending a letter writing, "Now that the crisis at our southern border has deteriorated and action can wait no longer, it must start now and it must start with you." National Security spokesman John Kirby says the administration is working to curb the surge.
There's lots we're doing, but there's probably more we can be doing. And in order to do it effectively, you got to be in full partnership with Mexican authorities.
Mexico's president says next week top U.S. officials will be traveling to Mexico to discuss solutions to the surge at the border. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Here's a look at what's coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. We take our border coverage to San Antonio International Airport. It's where some of those migrants who've made it here to the U.S. are departing for their final destinations. Daniela Ibarra spoke to two people who were in Eagle Pass just a few days ago and shares their stories. Plus,
we do everything like grandmother's kitchen.
What is small, wrapped, and perfect for Christmas in San Antonio? You know the answer: tamales. A staple to so many here in the Alamo City. Jesse Degollado stops by one local shop that's name says it all. That story and more is coming your way today at 6. Talk about the weather that's coming our way now for Christmas. Look outside with live cam. Little break in the gray there, Adam. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a pleasant surprise this afternoon to have those clouds break and have a decent amount of sunshine out there. We'll take that and eat it up because there will be a decent amount of clouds again for the day tomorrow, and then we clear out in time for Christmas. Let's talk about our rain chances first and foremost. They really increase tomorrow night. I'm not expecting much until Saturday evening through Saturday night into early Sunday morning. That's when we should have scattered to widespread showers and even non-severe thunderstorms at 60% chance there. And then we really see things taper off during the day on Sunday, Christmas Eve. Here's the big picture. Wound up system affecting Southern California, Arizona as well. Desert Southwest getting some rain from this coming in off the Pacific. This is the same system we've been talking about for days. That's been slowly moving its way onshore. This is going to head eastward and bring a Pacific cold front through on Sunday. So it's not going to have a huge impact on temperatures, but it will clear the skies out for the second half of Sunday, Christmas Eve, and a good portion of Christmas Day. Let's get right to the future cast here. This is important. Tomorrow morning, we start the day with fog, some drizzle again, a few light sprinkles. During the day, not a whole lot in terms of rain. Maybe even a few breaks in the clouds like today. But then we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening. The showers and even a few thunderstorms start to develop. Tomorrow night with the cold front, ahead of the cold front, I should say, they start to move in. And notice at midnight, Sunday morning, that's when the activity starts to get more widespread. So don't be surprised if you get woken up very early on Sunday morning as a result of these thunderstorms moving into town. Dropping some decent rain, too. They'll be out of here by midday on Sunday. By noon, they should all be out of here and will be on the backside of this starting to clear out. So it's mainly tomorrow night through noon on Sunday. That's when we'll have the rainfall and fairly widespread showers and a few storms. And rainfall potential is good. I mean, we're talking an inch or so possible within those downpours. So cross your fingers for your neighborhood. Outside today, nice little time lapse of the clouds out there. 62 in the morning, 72 in the afternoon, 0.05 of an inch of rain at the airport. Right now we're at 69, dew point of 59, a hint of humidity in the air. It'll thicken up a little bit overnight. I want to show you the nation because it's unseasonably warm. This is classic El Nino winter that's going on, especially across the northern tier of the U.S. where they've been above average and even snow free for the most part. Around here in Texas, right near 70 degrees. Tomorrow morning, we start the day at 62 in San Antonio, some upper 50s in the hill country with the fog, mist, and drizzle early. By the afternoon, we make it up to 70 degrees again for the high temperature. Notice the rain chances at only 20% for most of the day. And then tomorrow afternoon and evening, we start to ramp them up to 40% by 9 p.m. And then by midnight, they're up to 60%. So most of tomorrow, we're not going to see much rain until late in the day and especially after sunset tomorrow. That's going to linger into early Sunday morning, Christmas Eve, some morning showers and rumbles of thunder. Then we turn sunny for Sunday afternoon. Behind the cold front, it's going to be a bit breezy and cooler on Christmas Day. Monday, we're talking wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, especially in the morning. Inflatables alert. If you have them out in the yard, it'll be a little breezy out there. And cool. Will be 45 in the morning on Christmas and then 62 in the afternoon. So actually a little closer to average for this time of year. And then next week, beyond Christmas, actually pretty quiet. Low humidity, a lot of sunshine. Mornings, though, look at that, dipping down into the upper 30s once again.
That's a perfectly timed cold front.
Isn't it, though?
For Christmas Day. That's awesome. Thank you, Adam. Mary Rominger joins us now here to talk sports after the Spurs' latest loss. Devin Vassell, he is not really mincing words.
Correct. We've seen the Spurs, the young team, talk very positively about themselves and the little bit of a struggle to the start of the season that they're having, but not really anymore. Vassell speaks his mind. We all want Victor Wembanyama to be utilized to his full potential, and Vassell agrees. Plus, the turf is getting a fresh paint job ahead of the Valero Alamo Bowl. A sneak peek of the field, all coming up after the break. The San Antonio Spurs looked outmatched once again, falling to the Chicago Bulls 114-95 last night. Victor Wembanyama didn't hit double digits for the first time since a 9-point effort against the Clippers November 20th. Meanwhile, Devin Vassell was the top performer for the Spurs, going 7 of 15 from the field, contributing 21 points for his third 15-plus point game in 4 outings. After the loss that moved San Antonio to a 4-23 overall record, Vassell shared his disappointment in the team's struggle to play to each other's strengths.
We got to just be able to play to each other's strengths. I feel like sometimes we might dribble 1 or 2 more times, and now instead of Wemby being open on a lob, now they crack down to him and now he's not open. Or if we over dribble it, now I'm not open on the 3, or whatever the case may be, and now instead of it being a good shot, it's a contested shot, and now it's a long rebound. We're trying to get back in transition, and it just trickles down from there. So I feel like at the end of the day, we just really got to understand each other. Like, we got to understand. I mean, we done played 20-something games now. I feel like we should have more and a better understanding, and that's not, I mean, it's on all of us, and we just got to be better.
Pure honesty from Vassell right there. The Spurs are back in action tomorrow at 7:30 in Dallas. The last meeting between the two in-state foes was the season opener, where the Mavericks beat the Spurs 126-119. The countdown is on for the 33rd annual Valero Alamo Bowl, which will feature the highest-ranked matchup outside of the college football playoff and New Year's 6. The turf at the Alamo Dome being painted today. 12th-ranked Oklahoma will be featured on one end zone, number 14 Arizona on the other. The bowl game is set for Thursday, December 28th at 8:15 on ESPN, and the field is looking great so far. And speaking of, the number 3 Texas Longhorns are nearing their college football playoff game on New Year's Day against second-rated Washington. Outside of the game, there will be a lot of eyes on the backup quarterback with the famous pedigree. Quinn Ewers is still the starter under center for UT, but freshman Arch Manning has risen to the backup role after Malik Murphy recently entered the NCAA transfer portal. And Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian said Manning will be ready to step in at any moment if needed. A lot of anticipation for the college football playoff.
You bet. Yeah, big games coming up. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
All right, I want to get back to Christmas Day exclusively for the wind. I talked about how it's going to be gusty, particularly the first half of the day. We'll have wind gusts around 30 miles per hour, and then the wind gradually tapers off into the afternoon. But you will notice that by Christmas. Want to remind you, window of opportunity, best chance of seeing some rain is late Saturday night into early Sunday morning on Christmas Eve. And then we clear out for the afternoon on Sunday. But some showers and non-severe storms likely tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Adam. And thanks for watching the news at 5. We'll see you right back here at 6.